Diddy's Los Angeles and Miami mansions raided by SWAT teams. His sons, Justin and King, in handcuffs in their own yard. Homeland Security tells ET the bi-coastal operation is part of an ongoing investigation.
More money, more problems.
We don't know if the embattled music mogul was home during either raid. ET's reached out to Diddy's reps for comment. Meanwhile, a police presence swarming his high-end Beverly Hills neighborhood. Officers going room to room, carrying zip ties and serious firepower. In the driveway, law enforcement vehicles parking next to, we assume, Diddy's luxury cars.
You won't believe the latest tea about Diddy. It's so wild, the FBI just raided his house and uncovered some shocking. It's like a whole new level of scandal. So how did things get this far? How did one of the biggest moguls in the music industry end up facing a federal investigation? Buckle up, because we're about to unpack every wild detail of what the FBI uncovered and how it's all led to Diddy's downfall. It all began with allegations that Diddy was hosting these wild, drug-fueled parties. But no one expected it to escalate like this. When the FBI raided his homes in Miami and Los Angeles, they uncovered things that'll make your skin crawl. So what exactly did the FBI find, and how was Diddy?
They're gonna probably be arresting me just because we want to have a good time.
Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes of gun ammo, and Grammy Awards. New images from TMZ show inside Diddy's ransacked Beverly Hills mansion during the coast-to-coast raids where no arrests were made.
People in the home are traditionally detained during raids, so they don't flee, and so they don't destroy evidence.
The rapper's attorney calls it a witch hunt with an excessive show of force and hostility that led to a premature rush to judgment, adding Diddy will continue to fight every single day to clear his name.
They don't execute these types of search warrants until they believe they have an ironclad case.
So, where's the 54-year-old now? Unclear, but his jet that traveled to Antigua from LA on Monday just landed in Miami today.
To rewind a bit, Diddy has been living the high life for decades, throwing legendary parties and solidifying his place as one of the biggest names in music. But beneath all the glamour, there were whispers about some strange activities happening behind closed doors. According to multiple sources, Diddy had been hosting these freak-off parties. And it wasn't just about fun and games. These parties allegedly involved drugs, coercion, and some seriously shady behavior. The other big gainer is Dion Hine, 24. We were born of saying Diddy's wild parties were gossip until the FBI got involved. According to court documents, federal agents discovered over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant. Yes, you heard that correctly. 1,000 bottles. I can't even imagine what all that was for. It definitely raises. To make matters worse, they also uncovered tapes that Diddy allegedly used to blackmail people who took part in these.
6,000 bottles of baby oil found at P. Diddy's mansion. But why? During a shocking investigation, federal agents uncovered something strange at the home of one of hip-hop's biggest icons. But what was he doing with 6,000 bottles of this stuff? What seemed like a weird detail is turning into the key to something much darker. The staff was desperate to stop agents from going deeper. But why? What are they hiding? The FBI thinks this could just be the tip of the iceberg. What else are they about to uncover? Drop an FBI in the comments for part 2 and let us know.
So what was all that baby oil and lubricant doing at Diddy's house? According to the indictment, Diddy had an entire staff dedicated to organizing these events, which included securing supplies like extra linens, drugs, and all that baby oil. But these weren't just any regular parties. They were multi-day affairs where you get so outfitted in drugs that they needed IV fluids to the cover. Yes, you heard that right. They reportedly had medical staff on hand to make sure people could keep partying for days. But here's where it gets really dark. The FBI alleges that Diddy used these parties as a way to blackmail people. He supposedly made secret tapes of everything that went down and used them to control his guests, allegedly forcing them to keep quiet. That's where the racketeering charges come in. According to the indictment, Diddy used his entire business empire to fund these parties and keep the operation running. But it doesn't stop there. It wasn't just about drugs and baby oil. Insiders say these freak-off parties weren't for the faint-hearted. Some guests allegedly had no idea what they were getting into and were shocked by how extreme the became. We're talking about multi-day orgies where anything went, and there were always fresh supplies for those too messed up to keep going. IV drips, drugs, and endless amount of baby oil were on hand to make sure everyone could stay in the game. Apparently, Diddy was at the center of it all. At least none of the FBI showed up.
When Diddy's mansion was raided, 1,000 bottles of baby oil were found. But Diddy baby oil is not any normal baby oil. So if it's not normal, what is inside Diddy baby oil? Diddy's lawyer claimed that Diddy liked to buy things in bulk and that Diddy bought the baby oil from Costco. But Costco doesn't even sell baby oil in any US locations. Diddy's baby oil allegedly contains a very unique formula that is extremely illegal and is not sold anywhere. But what is P. Diddy's baby oil formula and why was it so popular? P. Diddy's baby oil allegedly had many ingredients, but the most terrifying one is a drug called GHB. In medicine, GHB is prescribed for excessive daytime sleepiness. When people have trouble sleeping, GHB is often given to artificially lower people's heart rates and give them a strong feeling of relaxation. But why is Diddy mixing GHB with his baby oil? Diddy has allegedly used GHB to make victims easier to be taken advantage of. In high doses, GHB can produce unconsciousness and memory loss, which people like Diddy have taken advantage of to do terrible things.
Well, at least until the end. But here's where it takes a wild turn. It wasn't just party supplies and tapes that the FBI found. Diddy also allegedly used violence and intimidation to control the people at his parties. The feds believe he used those AR-15s to scare people into keeping quiet. And there are even if people didn't do what he wanted, this is giving mafia vibes, and I'm not sure Diddy will be able to talk his way out of this one. Let's take a moment to talk about the guns. Because this isn't just a case of a few illegal firearm lethal, the feds found 3 AR-15s with the serial numbers scratched off, which is a huge red little long. So not only was Diddy allegedly running these wild sex parties, but he was also armed to the teeth while doing it. Talk about a disaster waiting to happen. Now, here's something that not everyone is focusing on. While the baby oil and drugs are shocking enough, what's really grabbing people's attention are the secret tapes. According to the indictment, Diddy allegedly had hidden cameras set up all over his homes, recording everything that happened during these freak-offs. Some of these tapes are said to be so explicit that authorities are treating them as evidence of sex trafficking.
Feds found secret tape recordings in Diddy's homes. Diddy appears to be a voyeur that likes to spy on people on his hidden cameras, which are wired in secret places all over his mansions. Little Rod's lawsuit revealed that Mr. Combs had hidden cameras in every single room of his home, including in the bathrooms and shower heads. The evidence revealed that Diddy had recordings of several celebrities and artists engaging in illegal activity. These individuals were recorded without their knowledge and consent. Mr. Combs possesses compromising footage of every person who has attended his freak-off parties, so the entire hip-hop industry could implode before our very eyes as the feds review the evidence. It was revealed that Diddy allegedly has freak-off footage of Beyonce.
These tapes allegedly show some big names in the industry taking part in these parties, which means this case could blow up even more if Diddy used these tapes for blackmail, as the FBI suspects. We might be looking at one of the biggest scandals in Hollywood history. Naturally, social media is going wild over this. People can't believe what the FBI found, and the baby oil bottles have basically become a meme at this point. One user wrote, 1,000 bottles of baby oil? Diddy's house must have looked like a Costco for freaks. Another said, so Diddy was out here running a freaky spa day for his guests? What's next? A candlelit dinner with IV drips? The reactions are hilarious, but underneath all the jokes, people are genuinely shocked at how deep this really goes. However, here's something not many are focusing on: the charges of sex trafficking. According to prosecutors, Diddy allegedly coerced of women into participating in these parties through manipulation, drugs, and even threats of violence. Some of the women reportedly tried to leave, but Diddy used his power and influence to keep them trapped. If these charges hold up, Diddy could be facing years behind bars, not to mention the destruction of it. So what's next for Diddy? things aren't looking good. The feds have a ton of evidence, and between the tapes, the guns, and the drugs, it's hard to see how Diddy could possibly talk his way out of this. His legal team is likely working overtime right now, but with charges like racketeering, sex trafficking, and more, he could be facing serious jail time. And let's not forget, if those tapes get leaked, it's not just Diddy who's going down. There could be a lot of Honestly, this is one of the wildest stories we've seen in a long time. People thought Diddy was just a party guy, but this is a whole new level of drama. Woo, y'all, things are getting real. What do you think? Is Diddy guilty of running these freaky, dangerous parties, or do you think he's being set up? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more tea. And while you're here, check out our latest video on the wildest celebrity arrest of 2020. You won't believe who's next in line with the handcuffs.